Located between the coastal plains of Tel Aviv, Caesaria, and the Judean Mountains is the foothills and the ruins of Midras. Midras is such an awesome place to visit, especially during this time of the year, during the season of spring, when all the hills around us are green and in full bloom with wild flowers. But in addition to that, it holds a wealth of history, and there are ruins here to prove it. The particular battle that we're going to focus on today is the battle between Bar Kochva and the Jewish rebels in the 2nd century CE against the Romans. But before we get there, let's hike the green trail that's located here in order to see some of the beautiful ruins, such as this beautiful chiseled stone that you can see here to my left. So this is really an incredible ruin that we're walking through right now. It was originally a bell cave, shaped like a bell, with a small entrance from the top where they quarried out the stone. However, due to the tectonic movements that we have here in Israel, the roof at some point collapsed, revealing the sky above us. However, originally it would have just been a small opening. And this cave was used for a very particular purpose. You notice all of the triangle notches that are carved out into the wall? Well, those notches were used to raise pigeons. And why were they raising pigeons here? Well, first of all, it was one of the main sources of protein for the people who were living here. Think of it as the original chicken. However, pigeons were also used as sacrifices at the temple in Jerusalem. So the people who were living here in Midras could have sold those pigeons to pilgrims heading to Jerusalem, who would then offer those pigeons as sacrifices. Come with me as we explore more of the ruins here at Midras. So the main attraction here in Midras are the Barkova Caves. As I mentioned in the beginning of the segment, Bar Kochva defeated the Romans for a number of years. He was so successful that he drove out every single Roman official, soldier, out of the land of Israel. We had complete autonomy. In fact, we even drew up blueprints to rebuild the temple in Jerusalem. But how did he gather this ragtag bunch of people and defeat the mighty Roman army? Guerrilla warfare. As the Romans were marching through the valleys that are all around this area, Bar Kochva dug out caves into the soft chalk hilltops and a system of tunnels underneath. They would fire upon the Romans, and before the Romans could turn around and counterattack, they'd run back into these caves, take a large bush, put it over the entrance, and the Romans had no idea where the attack came from. They were so successful that they were able to defeat the Romans. Eventually, the Romans would catch wind of what was going on, and they'd scour the hillside in order to locate the entranceways to these caves. However, even when they entered them, the advantage still went to Bar Kochva and his rebels, because the Romans came in with all of their heavy armor, and it didn't give them the agility to navigate the cave system. So even without a weapon, one of the rebels could simply take a large stone, smash it on the head of a Roman soldier, and defeat him that way. As I mentioned before, Bar Kochva and his warriors were so successful they threw every Roman soldier out of the land of Israel. But the success would not last long. You see, Hadrian, who now is the emperor of Rome, will come with half of the Roman army and put an end to the rebellion. But that's not all. He'll also rename Jerusalem Aelia Capitolina, and he'll rename the land of Israel, which it was called for 1400 years, and he'll name it Palestinia, which is where the name Palestine came from. Wow, really just amazing. Thanks for tuning in today. And your next time coming here to Israel, visiting the foothills leading up to Jerusalem, make sure to stop here at the ruins of Midras.